Forgone. Fucking drums, bro. The song starts in with Ryan slamming those fucking toms. Go, 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 go. You know, how the fuck toms sound with my mouth, you know? But yeah, we got some killer drum sounds. You can really hear the room of where we recorded, and we tracked those drums in the Armory Studios in Vancouver. We couldn't have got a better drum sound. But the rest of the song Forgone, it just has this driving, maybe not driving, more like this sludgy kind of tempo, you know, this groove, and it feels really fucking evil to me. You know, it's a little bit different from the rest of the grooves on the album, but I always felt this was like just a badass fucking song. But then, you know me, I want to make things even more like evil sounding. So the chorus needed to have something underneath it. So I grabbed a guitar and came up with this little lick thing to put under it. It's just one string droning. You know, it's nothing to tab out and send into Guitar World magazine or anything. But sometimes you just need something simple. But with that little addition there, it just sounded a little that little bit more evil. But yeah, I love this song, and it's fucking badass.
Okay, Forgone. This the chorus to this one reminds me of Led Zeppelin Kashmir. I can't explain it, but I really wanted to add the da-da-dun, 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 da-da-dun. I wanted to add those in there, but we just kind of ran out of time, and that's ripping off Zeppelin anyway, which is like, I mean, everybody's done it, so it's not original anymore. And there's a bit of a funny backstory to this song. Is I remember Ryan bringing this song in a couple. He had the basic idea for it, and he wanted to work on it a bunch of times. And I remember John had sent over the ideas for We Never Forget, and I was like, I'd rather work on that song instead. And we just kept putting that one off and putting it off. And I was like, he finally kicked my ass and made me do it, and yeah, it turned out pretty good. So he even got a drum solo out of it.
Forgone. This is a really fun song to play. It starts with the drums. It has a drum intro, and I love it. It's a really fun beat to play, actually. But that is not how the song actually started. It started with a riff that I had. I brought it into Beav. He checked it out. He thought it was cool. I think the only thing he didn't like about it is how slow it was. Beav's not a huge fan of, slow riffs, right? But we started working through it. The intro riff is actually the chorus riff as well. We wrote a really cool versing that kind of picked things up with that riff. And then by the time we hit the pre-chorus, that's when I came up with that intro drum beat. I started playing with the pre-chorus, and then, we're writing away, and I said to Beav, I said, imagine if we started the song with that groove. Just a cool little drum intro, right? And then build it up into that chorus riff, and bam. So, the song wrote itself from there, and it's really cool. It's one of the more progressive tunes on the record. I wouldn't say that it's a progressive song, but out of the whole album, it's probably the most progressive because there's so many different riffs. There's a whole bunch of different stops. So a whole bunch of different things going on in the song that you got to remember. And it's also a little challenging to play because of how slow it is. And, just making sure that there's that groove and that it's always maintained. You know what I mean? It's a difficult thing for a lot of musicians to play slow because they want to speed up. So it is a bit challenging, but it's also a hell of a fun song to play, and it sounds crushing when you play it live. The other thing is the lyrics. The lyrics simply are about humankind collectively, and basically the negative aspect of it. There's a positive message behind it, but terrorism, war, greed, how we're destroying the planet. The question comes up, is all forgone? Have we done enough to correct all this stuff? I think the answer is pretty obvious, right? So this is more of like a warning call. This song just shouting out, hey, let's get our shit together. Let's not ruin all these great lives that we could all have, through killing each other or killing the planet or whatever. It can be a bit of a harsh point, but I think we still have a ways to go collectively. But if we turn the ship in the right direction, a lot of positive things can come from it. So yeah, Forgone. It's a great song. It does have a good message in it lyrically, and it's a really fun song to play. And I think it's definitely one of those crushers that was a nice addition to State of Being.
Forgone. I'm always a sucker for drum intros, and you can really hear the tones our producer dialed in for Ryan on this song. We decided to track the drums on 2-inch tape at the Armory Studios in Vancouver, BC. The studio, I don't think, used the tape machine in ages. So we needed someone to come in and tune it up just to make sure it was running properly. And I'm glad we took the time out because it really paid off. And as for the song itself, it's just heavy. The interesting part for me is that the verses are vocally melodic, and then the choruses are aggressive as fuck. It's actually took my brain a bit to get used to it, because I'm used to it being the other way around. But I like breaking rules, and that's why I like this song.
Forgone. What a motherfucker. This song is heavy as fuck. It thumps. It's chunky. And it's got probably the hardest, easiest riff on the record, where when you break it down, it's pretty straightforward. But when you play it as fast as we have to in this song, mostly in the bridge section, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Learning this song for me was it's tuned low and it's played really fast, and it, like, anything below the 4th fret on a bass tuned down to G gets just turns into fucking mud after a while. So it's really hard when you're trying to pick out notes. So it's difficult for me to pick up this song, but it's holy fuck. Every single time we play it in rehearsal, we just look at each other and we're just like, it's almost a marathon to get to the end of that riff. It feels really great to have a song that's always going to challenge you to play it properly. Like, of course you always want to play your songs properly, but this song is always, it's one of those ones when you get to the end, we're always like, fuck yeah, that's awesome.